All right, guys, we're gonna have to hope for the best today because I did not remember to put the media mod back on my camera before I put it on the chesty. So I got exposed batteries and ports, and really gonna have to hope for the best here. Tighten that back down. Okay. Well, that's a fish on here. We'll see if we got him. I think I do, though. That was a pretty good hit. Much rougher conditions today. Wind's blowing straight in from offshore. I'm hoping for this to be a small whiting I can put out live. Look at that, ask and I shall receive. So that changes a few things right off the bat. Not a few things, really, a couple of things. But we're gonna pull this rod in immediately. What's up, everybody? Brian here with another episode of Fishing Control. We are back on Tybee Island today. I've got some shrimp left from heading out to the beach on Jekyll the other day for the eclipse. That was actually yesterday. So we are out here to use that up. I've got some particularly small hooks on my whiting and Pompano rigs to try and catch some small whiting to use on the live liner rig. I'd really like to catch something with live bait that I caught from the beach and turned it into a bigger fish. So that's our goal today. We're already fishing. Technically, I have already caught a small whiting and put it on the upgraded rod, so it's out. When I got here, there were a lot of people asking me questions and things, so I wasn't really able to shoot my intro right away. But we are fishing already. We do have a whiting on, so we are ready for some action. I'm gonna get another round of bait cut up here and check all the smaller rods again. They've all been tapped a little bit. It's some pretty rough conditions today. There's storms coming in tomorrow. There's wind blowing in off the shore, so the surf is stirred up, which can be really good for fishing. It stirs up a lot of bait. The fish love it. So we're gonna see if we can get on some of that. So stay tuned and we will get some action going. Definitely a hit on this rod. Let's see if it's still there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another small one. We'll save one more small one for cut bait. And then we're only working for big fish after that. That's a good hit on the 8-foot rod. Good pulling a bunch of slack. Got you, whatever you are. No, I lost it. Dang it. Oh no, both rods are going off. I think this one broke me off. So we'll get this one. That sucks. Two rods went off at once and one of them broke off. How awesome. And I got neither fish. Good hit here. Let's see if I got it. Yeah. That's something different. What do we got here? It's a little shark. It's a little shark. Little bonnet. Yeah, I haven't got a bonnet head in a while. Spring has sprung. So yeah, probably other sharks that broke that off or whatever. Little Bonnie. These are fun. All right, guys. So yeah, a little bonnet head shark on the small rod is always fun. That's not my smallest rod, but on the 8-foot rod. And there are a ton of these sharks in this water. Like, people ask me all the time if I catch sharks, and the answer is yes. About 1 million of these little suckers and a few other small sharks of the same size. We're gonna get him back real quick. This tide's starting to push in pretty quick, so we're gonna get this little fella going. There he goes. He's having trouble. I'm gonna have to like throw him beyond these small fish. They have a hard time sometimes. You gotta throw them beyond these breakers and get them going. So there you go, buddy. Some actual water to get down into. He should be okay now. That hits on both of these rods. Definitely on the small rod. Next rod over too. Let's see if I can get them both. What do we got? Decent whiting in the cooler. Something's happening on the big rod. That's a nice whiting there. Couldn't tell I had him until I had him, but I've got him. That's on a fish finder style rig with a really small hook. So yeah, I'll show you real quick. When that one rod broke off, I put on like a fish finder style rig with one of my Sputnik sinkers and about 3-ish feet of 17-pound fluoro down to a small circle hook with some fish bites and shrimp as usual. We're gonna get this back out because I want to monitor that big rod. There's definitely a lot of extra bouncing going on right now over there and stuff like that. So and that's got a whole whiting on it, like an 8-inch whiting on it. So we're gonna keep an eye on that very closely. So I've caught a few fish today. No real hosses like yesterday. I keep saying the other day. It was literally yesterday. But I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I didn't tie up any fresh Wizard rigs. I retied a bunch of rigs, put new fresh rigs on, and none of them are Wizard rigs, which, you know, is my own creation. So I should probably do that since the fishing's starting to pick up again for the year. Little whiting. Probably end up letting that guy go. Don't need any more smallies. Another little whiting. Tossing him back. Evergreen Chaos Company. Oh goodness, he swallowed that one. So you're definitely getting eaten so that I can get my hook back. I didn't think you were supposed to be able to swallow these circle hooks like that, but here we are. Alright, so we caught some fish out here. Don't go anywhere yet. This is going to be a catch and cook. I'm not going to cook them tonight though. We've had a lot of fish recently, so I'm going to save these for myself. I'll be at the house all day tomorrow. It's supposed to be some stormy weather. So I'm going to sit at home and edit video and cook up some fish, and I'll show you guys what I do with these fish. I'll actually show you what I do this time and not just pretend like I'm gonna show you and then not. So stay tuned. We're gonna get out of here and so stay tuned. We're gonna get out of here, get back to the house, and yeah. Okay, what we got here is I've given all these a quick rinse with water, and we are going to, just to get all the extra fish slime off them, very quick rinse. I don't want them to spend time in water or like damage them with water or have them soak up water, because what we're about to do is we're gonna submerge them in milk. I usually like to make sure they're laid out flat, but this is the container I had immediately available, and this is how they're gonna do. Mostly submerged or all the way submerged. Now, this is going to remove some of the extra oil and the fishy taste without changing the texture, and in some cases, if you let them soak long enough, kind of improve the texture sometimes, firms them up just a little bit. Which is the opposite of what water does. Water gets in there and turns them to mush. So you don't want just water to get in there. You want them to soak in milk. And now these will soak for maybe half an hour. I'm gonna walk the dog, and then I'm gonna get my oil and my batter ready and everything. Cornmeal wash this time. And I'll show you guys all that stuff. All right, gang, so this is gonna be our setup. I like this pan for frying fish just because it's got a nice high wall. I can put as much oil as I need to in it. And I don't typically use cast iron for fish because I really like to get in there and clean a pan with soap after I've cooked fish in it. Call me crazy, that's just how I am about it. If you like to use cast iron, more power to you. I like using cast iron for some stuff, not for frying fish. And don't make too much fun of me. I had to improvise. When we moved into this house, this stove had not been properly cared for, and this eye is basically the only, all the other ones look brand new, and this one looked like it came out of a junkyard, and we had to steel wool it and stuff, and in cleaning it, the little support for the electric burner broke, so I got to get another one of those. In the meantime, the old knife is holding down the fort here for us. So we're gonna get going here. We're gonna get the pan heating up. We're gonna put, normally I would like to use peanut oil, but we are all out of that. I thought I had some and I don't, but good old vegetable oil will totally do the trick. And we're gonna put, with this knife it leans a little bit, so it'll be deeper on one side, but we're gonna put enough that it's standing oil all the way across the bottom. Probably a little bit more. And that'll be plenty. At the end, if I have to do the last couple on one side or whatever, that'll be fine. So we're gonna get this going to like a low medium. I tend to go with like 4 3 or 4. If we have to go a little hotter than that, maybe 4.5. And we'll be back with you in a minute when the oil is hot. So while the oil's heating up, we're about halfway there probably. I'm gonna start taking the fish out of the milk. Just let it drip dry for a second, and then put it on a paper towel, on a paper plate. If you don't have a paper plate, that's fine. But you just want to get some of the milk off. We're not trying to necessarily cook the milk. We just want whatever was in the fish to go away with the milk. There's way more fish than I need, but I'm gonna cook it up anyway. And we'll just pat these suckers dry real quick. Not too worried about how dry we get them, just dryish. Don't dump them back on the plate here. And spread them back out so we can season them. And so now we're going to crack a couple of eggs in here in this bowl. Then we're going to beat these suckers up. So we're going to season it. We're going to wash it. No, we're going to season it. We're going to dust it, wash it, dust it again, fry it. So we're going to get a nice amount of our fish fry in this bowl here. Enough that I can just toss these suckers in there and not have to think too much. I don't like having to think too much. Give these dudes their seasoning. Tap them suckers. Check the oil. Seems good. Dust this sucker. Both sides real well till it looks like that. Well coated. And put this dude through the egg wash. Drip just a tiny bit. Then back in the batter. Go ahead and prep up a couple of these like this. Maybe like the 3 biggest ones or something to start. Now we're going to go ahead and put these first 3 in there. Do it the other way around though. Okay, so I think we're getting close to our first flip here. You're going to be looking for some browning around the edges, and they should feel a little stiff because the batter's starting to crisp up. So yeah, that's starting to get some nice color there. Let that go just a tiny bit longer. I think I can probably go ahead and drop another piece. Maybe both of these. Go ahead and put both of these in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start taking a couple of these guys out. Just a little more in there. Okay, so that's what our plate of whiting looks like. I got myself out a variety of sauces to dip it with. Obviously, on its own is pretty good. I mean, look at this. That's hot and steamy and flaky and white and good. Between the Everglades seasoning and the fish fry from Ace Basin Fish Camp, I mean, I can't say enough. It's so good. So much flavor going on. Excuse me. Whiting on its own already has a decent taste. It doesn't have an overly fishy or oily taste or whatever. Kind of neutral, decent meat, especially if you get a good size one. I mean, with this much fish, I would normally eat 2 or 3 pieces just as is. Probably won't go all the way to ketchup. May not even make it to the tartar sauce, because recently I discovered this. The wife doesn't like tartar sauce. She doesn't like cocktail sauce. We're big fans of Duke's mayo. And this is the Duke's Southern Sauces Gulf Coast Lemon Garlic Aioli. And it has what looked like tuna, but fish all over this label up here. So we tried it not long ago, and it's pretty good. It's definitely a different sauce. It tastes like it would go on like a big fish sandwich or something really well, or like a tuna fish salad of sorts. It's so good. Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go because this fish is getting cold while I'm talking, and I'm gonna devour it. I'm starving. I haven't eaten today. It's like 7 o'clock almost. This is basically lunch for me. We eat a kind of a shifted schedule because the wife gets off so late. We eat dinner at like 11 o'clock usually. So I'm gonna knock this out and then work on some house projects before she gets home from work. And I thank you guys for watching, and we will see you on the next trip.